to another Real Talk reaction. This one's for The Office Season 4, Episode number 9. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's working. Thank you.
A couple comments from the last episode, starting with Joey, who says, "Can't wait for the next episode, also known as Dinner Party. It's going to be a fun episode, let me tell you that." Then we have Raina saying, "Great reaction, can't wait for Dinner Party." This Dinner Party must be a good episode. E comes through to say, "When I saw what episode you guys were watching, or were reacting to, I just thought they are going to love Michael pushing Toby's food off the table and onto the floor. I actually like Toby most of the series. Actually, most of the time I'm on Team Toby rather than Team Michael. But this was a great episode to see the dynamic between the characters. Dinner Party is the title of the next episode, and it's quite an iconic episode. It's actually one of the 5 episodes that most The Office fans call necessary watching. I don't really like the episode, but at the same time, I kind of love the fact that I don't like it. One nice thing about it, though, is the writers really tried to make it feel like you were a guest at that dinner party. Also, I really like David Wallace and think he might be an underrated character, and if you don't agree with that opinion, you can suck it. Just kidding." Alright, Joshua comes through to say, "It was inevitable, people talking about the next episode. Yeah, it's going to be a classic for sure, but for this one of my favorite parts was when the typist was reading out loud what had occurred, and even in a monotone voice, you know exactly what went down. Also, Tan almost everywhere, or...
Jan?
Yeah, Jan almost everywhere. Too classic." Yeah. And then we have executive producer JoJo says, "I always loved Kelly, but I also watched the Mindy Project before this show, so I just love Mindy Kaling. Love the divide on whose team you guys are on. Personally, in this episode, I was Team Toby, trying to be nice to Michael, and then after Michael is such an ass to him, his laughter when they start asking if Michael and Ryan were in a relationship is priceless." Yeah. Jay Straight adds as the last comment, "I find legal issues fascinating, so when I watch this episode, I end up with a slightly different take. I feel the situation with Michael stuck between his girlfriend and his boss is an example of a no-win scenario. Jan had very few options regarding the diary. It is material evidence. It is very surprising that it wasn't already brought out in the discovery process, but the fact that Jen withheld it until she absolutely had to disclose it was actually decent of her. It was needed to prove her $4 million case. She probably should have told Michael, but then he would have said no, and she would be forced to subpoena it, which would have been more awkward and time-consuming. If she only brought those specific pages, the rest of the diary would have been subpoenaed, thank you, yeah, by Dunder Mifflin anyway, and they would have to depose Michael a second time. There was no good option, but she still should have warned him in advance. Of course, the fact that Michael was her star witness shows how weak her case was anyway. Even if he had proved the company was disrespectful, that is not illegal. She had no evidence that her breast implants were the reason she was fired, and the company had plenty of evidence of her erratic behavior leading up to her termination. So it really wasn't Michael's fault. She lost. Yeah, great comments as always, guys. Let's jump into episode 9 right now.
This is ridiculous.
Do you have any idea what time we'll get out of here?
Nobody likes to work late. Least of all me. You have plans tonight?
No. Remember when you told us not to make plans because we were working?
Yes, I remember. This is BS. This is BS. Why are we here? I am gonna call corporate. Enough is enough. I'm Scott. I'm so mad. This is Michael Scott, Scranton. Well, we don't want to work. No, we don't. It's not
He's just talking to himself.
People. These people are my friends, and I care about them. We're not gonna do it. Everybody, I just got off the horn with corporate, and basically I told them.
We heard you. You were screaming, so we could hear it.
Go enjoy your Friday.
Thank you, Michael. All right.
Happy Friday.
Enjoy your
I
Friday.
think we dodged a bullet there.
I think you did.
I think we should celebrate. How about you, Pam, Mikasa, little dinner, dancing, drinks? You said you didn't have plans.
Did he set this whole shit up? Baby, he set this whole shit up.
You say you didn't have plans.
That's what you said.
Michael has asked Pam and me to dinner at least 9 times, and every time we've been able to get out of it.
He set this whole shit up,
I gotta
babe,
give him credit.
so that he could get... Yeah.
You got me.
I gotta give him credit.
Because I'm starting to suspect that there was no assignment from corporate.
Right.
Michael, what time should I be arriving?
Flight's couples only. And besides only...
My landlord, apparently my apartment flooded. Something with the
Oh.
sprinkler. I should probably get going and see the damage.
Oh, Pam ain't gotta go.
Well, you don't need two of you to do that.
You need 2 of you.
Look at her face. That is such a great... She emoted like straight panic.
Delicious. Pam, see you at home. Thank you so much.
Pam,
Oh
see
my
you at
God.
home.
I don't think you're going to abandon this party here all by itself.
I don't know, because everything I own is there.
You can buy new stuff, but you can't buy a new party.
That's true.
That's
a
true.
great point. Come on down.
What are you doing here?
Dwight is my friend.
You weren't invited?
You.
Oh my God,
what's
they
this
gotta
new
know
problem,
it's
officers?
No, Dwight. You got a call about a disturbance?
Nope, nothing disturbing here. Just a couple of friends having an awesome dinner party.
My neighbors say they heard some shouting.
Oh, yes, there was screaming, but my girlfriend threw a Dundee at my TV. Plasma.
You want to press charges?
Would she get into trouble?
Jan's fucking crazy.
Yeah, she's insane. Is she riding the bus? What, did he just drop her off right there?
All right, that was episode 9 or 10. Great episode. I mean, it was deep in there, almost sad at some points. Definitely funny though, outrageous for sure. Love this inside scoop of Mike and Jan at home. Love to see how they get down. This is obviously the aftermath of Michael fucking up the $4 million that Jan could have had, and the world would be a different place if Jan would have walked away with $4 million, because she definitely would have left Michael.
1,000%.
Because now she just got zero. So she got to stay with Michael reluctantly. And she's got to just keep picking at it. And I'm glad that Michael is picking up on it and not being his stupid, naive self that we know he used to be back in the day. So even like she poisoning the food and shit like that.
She's fucking crazy.
Love it. And now she think that Pam and Mike was together at some point because Mike lied about that shit. So that's hilarious as well. Everything worked out for me on this episode. And damn, I mean, you feel sorry for Michael for real now. But again, he is putting himself in this situation. And he's staying in this situation with them trash ass candles that Jan is making upstairs. Love this episode. Can't wait to see where we go with this next.
Yeah, I absolutely love this episode. It was top level cringeworthy, and that's saying a lot for a show like The Office. Like, I was dying. I was like hot. I was flustered. I was like, get out of there. I feel like my MVP award for the episode actually is going to go to Pam, though. I thought Pam did such a great job just emoting. Like, her reaction to Jim trying to leave was fucking fantastic. Her fear when she was like in that back corner thing as far as thinking Jen was poisoning her. All of it was so great. I just thought she was incredible this episode. So I think the only way this episode could have been better is if Creed was also there. Because I feel like Creed would have had some fantastic moments as well. But I love this episode from beginning to end. The small ass plasma TV was fucking phenomenal and fantastic and hilarious. And I loved all of that. Where this goes, I can't figure out what the show's doing with Michael and Jan though, because they'll have elements like when Jan was supporting him on that train, where it seemed really sweet. Yeah, and then they have like an episode like this where it's just full on awkward and why are they together?
Well, this one makes sense because of the thing
aftermath. Yeah, so we'll have to see how that all cools down, I guess. But yeah, I thought this was a hilarious episode, and I can't imagine. It did make you feel like you were there. I mean, the show just does a great job of that anyway, but I was cringing the whole time. I was just like, I want to leave. I want to get out of here. So, all in all, really, really great episode. I can see why it's one of your guys' favorites, and can't wait to see what we have next.
Yep. All right, well, look, thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk Reaction for The Office Season 4, Episode number 9 or 10. Until next time, people. Peace.